Hello everyone, so welcome to the second video about project initiation, and on this video I'm going to talk about stakeholder project goals. Now, we know that stakeholders from a previous video have different types of level when it comes to success, all right, of a project. There's three different levels of success in a project. The first one is project management success, which basically means that you manage the project really well. Okay, so you finish on time, you did what you had to do, and you finish within budget, all right, and from a management perspective, it was good. Now, this does not mean your project itself or the result of the project is a success, all right? And that is the next level of success that a stakeholder sees, which is project success. This is when the benefits of the project have been realized, have been a reality. And this means that the project results have positively impacted the organization metrics, or in other words, what was supposed to come out of your project came out and it had a positive impact. This is not always the case. Sometimes you do everything right, but for example, things don't go so well when the product is released. For example, maybe you develop a new product and actually, you did everything right. You managed, all the work was done correctly, all on time that it was requested and on budget, but that does not mean that the product you created is actually going to be a success in the market. All right. The third level of success is called organizational success. And this is when basically your project has created new opportunities that were not seen or foreseen before, for example. And we're talking here really about strategies, new strategies that have been implemented. So the project results created a new organizational capability or something new that basically made the whole organization better off. So this is the three levels of success, and obviously the most important ones are the ones that are more at the top. The best type of success is organizational success and project success, while project management success, I would say it's still good, but is not as important when it comes to realizing benefits. Obviously, the better your project management success, the higher the probability you might get another project. So from this stakeholder's perspective, benefits indeed might fall, project success might fall under three different types of benefits. And the first benefit is called the business benefits. This is when your project really has created a business benefit, such as maybe created a financial benefit like a profit, or maybe it created an organizational change that was necessary, that was needed, and that was the result of your project. Second category is when you have organizational or functional alignment, and basically means that, okay, in this category, managers see that what you did has allowed the company to become better as a whole, has aligned better what it done. So for example, maybe what you did has increased the efficiency of the company, or maybe has created personal development on the company, means that the company now has more skills, or maybe it's even more effective on the way that it does its work. So the third level of success is when you have personal issues or concerns, and this is more depending on the manager itself. Obviously, every manager or sponsor will have different personal issues. Here might be, for example, the fact that they have a personal interest on your project because it might help them boost their career, or it might be because they believe your project is an engagement effect within the company, or on the other case, they might believe negatively that your project is actually a distraction to the company. So it is important to understand and try to place yourself on the stakeholder's shoes and try to see, okay, what is the benefit they're looking out of this project? Is this a business benefit? Is this organizational or functional alignment, or is it a personal issue or concern? Because that will affect as well the type of communication you're going to have with them. So the other thing we have is stakeholder engagement. Now, this model basically says that we need to understand what is the level of engagement that we want with the stakeholder and what is the level that they currently have. Okay, this level of engagement that a stakeholder has with your project, and what is engagement is how involved they are with your project, will depend on a variety of things. Well, for example, on what is their perspective of what is the project success, like we spoke in the slide before. And because of this, indeed, like I mentioned in the previous video, sometimes the scope and the schedule might need to be modified to accommodate to what the stakeholders want, right? So this stakeholder engagement matrix is something that helps us to analyze what can we do or how can we do. So in this case, I have again the same stakeholders I had before, Bender, Conrad, and Leela. And basically there's a couple of letters there, C and D, and there's an action. There's a scale from unaware to resistant to neutral in the middle, then to support and to leading. And just this is called the engagement assessment matrix, and the C stands for what is the current commitment of that stakeholder, and D stands for what is the desired commitment of that stakeholder. Okay, then what we do after we place the C's and after we place the D's, for example, I realize that right now Bender is unaware of my project, but I want him actually to support my project. Hermes, on the other hand, is neutral, but I want him to be leading the project. And Lila right now is supporting the project, and I want her to be supporting. All right. So in this case, once you identify the gaps, you create what is the action that I can do to close that gap. So for example, Bender right now is unaware. I want him to be supportive. Probably I'm not going to be able to make him jump all the way to support in one go. But what would be the first action? For example, to schedule a meeting to inform Bender about what is my project about. On the other hand, Hermes is neutral. I want him to be leading. I spoke with him, I interview, and I understand that if I want him to lead the project, then I need to delay my end date, because right now he's finishing a project, for example, and he does not have the time to lead my project. So I decided to modify the end date of my whole project. Finally, Leela, she supports, and this is where I want her. So what do I need to do? Well, nothing actually in this case. So obviously this table has to be updated constantly because things change, and that means it also is a great way to track what are the things you still have to do. You might think, again, for 3 people, why do I need to do this? You don't. But when you have hundreds of different stakeholders, you must do this tool in order to help you understand where each one of them is. So to summarize, stakeholder engagement is something extremely important, and I hope that by understanding how a stakeholder sees the success of the project, understanding what is the type of benefits they might be looking for, and understanding that that will dictate their engagement, and by understanding that, finally, I can actually create an action that will allow them to be where I want them to be in terms of commitment to my project. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, just post it on the comment section below.